can work the center part of the lovely Lilou bow. And as you can see here, I've used the interfacing and just ironed it on, so I have the scallops in there, and I didn't use my actual pattern. What you must make sure is that you have the seam allowance on either side added to it. That's so important. Without it, it won't quite work as well. You also could just use half of the interfacing. I've already said that if you have a fairly heavy fabric to begin with. Now we're going to just pin across here. That's where we're going to leave our turning gap, and then we're going to sew all around the scallops. So lock in your stitches, and what you want to practice is to very forcefully almost move the fabric around with your left hand. It does take a lot of practice, so go really slow and kind of like try to move the fabric as you go. There are points where you cannot do that and you have to have the needle in the fabric and turn it. But you should try to go along the scallops like I am doing here as far as you can go, because it actually will create a smoother line. The other thing that's really important is that you have a stitch length of 1 or 1.5 at the most, so that when we cut this back pretty smartish, it doesn't fray. Sewing scallops is not that easy, but once you've got the hang of it, it's actually quite fast. Lock in your stitches at the end. I've done the other side as well, so now I'm going to cut back my scallops, but I'm not going to cut back where we have the turning gap. You could also snip them and then turn them, but I prefer to just cut them back and then additionally snip them as well, so just to make sure that there's no tension. I don't think there would be. I think this cutting back would be fair enough. I could just turn it, but I will also snip at the point where it really is a curve, and that's at the dip. So let's snip there as well with 3 little snips. There we go. And I do that all the way around, and then it'll be absolutely perfect. And again, when you turn something, always turn from the point that is furthest away. Stick your thumb in there, press it through, and then you can pull it. Now we want to work out all the edges, and some of you might have an instrument that you can put in there. There are really nice ones around. I just use my fingers and a pin. It all works. I'm such a skinflint. I don't like spending money on stuff I don't need, you know, all these gadgets. Now I move out the curve here. That's really quite thick in there, so cutting this back smartish was really important. Next we're going to iron it. That's basically it, and we're ready for the next chapter. So see you there.